Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about finding our own path in healing, in spirituality, in life, in recovery, whatever that looks like for you. For many of us, this may be difficult, especially when we are starting out. Many of us don't know where to start. Many of us don't know what to do, where to go to, who to turn to, what support system to look at, how to cultivate a support system, how to trust, how to let those walls down. Many of us also have a lot of fear about these types of things. Many of us may not even think it's important, and it's for us to decide what we want and what's aligned with our values with that. There are many different pathways to spirituality, many paths to God, many pathways of recovery from whatever kind of ailment, whatever kind of issue we have in life, anything we struggle with. There are many things we can do. There are many different things we can do. There are many differences among different types of practices and belief systems and things to do, and there are many similarities between some of them we may find. So where are you at today? Think about any area of your life that this may apply to. Maybe you're in a recovery program for some kind of addiction or some kind of life issue. Maybe you are in a support group for a particular struggle that you're dealing with. Maybe you are trying to explore spirituality. Maybe you're trying to work towards enlightenment or spiritual awakening of some sort. Maybe you're just trying to grow and develop. Maybe you're trying to self-actualize. Where are you at today, and what are you trying to achieve in your life? What goals do you have? What vision do you have? What is it you ultimately want, and what do you think will be fulfilling for you? Where do you stand with this, and what is it that speaks to you and comes up for you right now? What do you think of? Now think about what you've done in the past. For some of us, maybe we don't have a lot of experience under our belt. Maybe this is brand new for us, and that's okay. Maybe we don't think we have a lot of experience in these areas, but maybe when we dig a little bit deeper, we may find that we did have some experience all along, but maybe it wasn't aligned for us. Maybe it wasn't what we needed in the long term, and that's valid. Sometimes we do need to know what doesn't work in order to know what does work. Sometimes we need to know what we don't want in order to learn more about what we do want. We can practice that discernment. Sometimes we may have to go through some trial and error, some trial by fire. Everyone's experience is going to be different. Everyone's needs are going to be a little bit different for the most part. So think about your past experiences. Did they work? Were they helpful? Were they not helpful? Did they not work? Maybe they only worked for a certain period of time, and then we found that we've outgrown it. Maybe we find that we want more. Maybe we find that we want to go a little bit deeper. Maybe we find that we want to develop a little bit differently. Is that a bad thing or is that a good thing? Does that mean that we're expanding? Does that mean that we're growing? Does that mean that we're maturing? Does that mean that we're learning? Does that mean that we're being curious and staying open-minded? Are these good traits to have? What do you think? Now think about, in whatever areas of your life that you're trying to develop in, think about what you have right now. Are you satisfied with them? Do you have what you need? Or not so much? Think about what you think needs to change. Are you feeling supported? Do you feel like the people that you're surrounded with have your best interest in mind? Do you think that the people you're surrounded with are actually helpful? Do you think that the people that you're surrounded with are giving you the feedback, advice, perspective, or suggestions that are beneficial to you? Do you think that the people that you're in are leading by example? Are they good role models? Do they have any types of personality traits or qualities in them that you admire and that you respect and that you want to cultivate and implement into your life, or not so much? Is it a mix of all of these things? Sometimes these things are not black and white. Sometimes it's not one or the other. Sometimes it's a little bit of a mix. And can we make space for that? Can we accept that? What do you think? Now think of all the things that you think need to change. And what can you do about them? What comes to mind when you think about the resources that are available? What comes to mind when you think about the people that can help you in cultivating what you want, into leading a different path, into leading a better path that's more aligned with you? Who comes to mind? What comes to mind? Are there any books that you can read? Are there any podcasts you can listen to? Is there any channel or content on social media you can listen to? Is there anybody who you can reach out to? Anybody that you know, or anybody who may know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who can help you? Well, what's in your network? Are there certain places you can go to? Are there certain organizations that you can go to? Are there certain communities that are already created that are aligned with what you want? And maybe when we start to find those, we start to see more and more and more and more of what's available. Think about how many times have you gone on YouTube for a certain topic about something, and then you see dozens of other videos on the very same topic, but just spoken about in a different way, or maybe each video offers a little bit of something different. What about with books? How many books are there on the same topic, but each of them are said a little bit differently, but each of them offer something a little bit differently? Sometimes we need to absorb as much information as we can, and things start to click. Things start to make sense more. Sometimes we don't have to do all of it. Sometimes we only need to do one or two things and keep it simple. But we practice it and we really cultivate it. Whatever the teachings, whatever the topics are, whatever the practices are. Think about what needs to change. Can you reach out to the divine for help from this? Can you ask to be led to where you need to be? Can you ask to be shown what you need to see? Can you ask to be taught what you need to be taught? Can you ask to be able to see things through a better lens, through a different way? Can you ask to be led to the support system that you need, to the people that you need? How are you praying today? How are you setting those intentions? How are you asking? Are you open even to doing any of those things? Do you think they're important? Why or why not? Change is not always easy, but sometimes it's worth it. I remember from my own experience, there was a time in my life where I had become very accustomed to a certain support group that I was in, to a certain community that I was in. And I was taught many things by this community. There were many norms, there were many practices, there were many belief systems that most people in this community held, or a good chunk of people in this community held. And those were taught to me very strongly. There were many people with very strong opinions about these things, but it didn't always feel right to me. But I kept doing it. I kept showing up. I kept trying to practice it, and eventually it became fitting a square peg into a round hole for me. There was a misalignment. I wasn't doing what I actually felt was right for me and what I needed for myself, for my development, for my growth, for my spirituality, for my recovery. And I had to be willing to take the leap of faith in stepping away from that and getting space from it for a while, to make space for a community that I needed, for support that I needed, for a group and for people that were meant to be in my life in that moment. Not everybody responded favorably to me doing that. Not everybody liked it. Some people felt threatened by it. Some people were offended by it even. Some people were concerned for me because they thought that I was going to do something that was harmful for myself. some people started spreading rumors that because I stopped coming around to where they always saw me, that I was going off the deep edge, that I wasn't doing well, that I was isolating, that I had shame, any of that. None of that was true. I was choosing myself, and I was stepping in to a better version of myself that they were not accustomed to, and that I did not have space for them for. I had to let go of them to start to become the person that I am now. Leaving them was one of the best things that I did for myself. Choosing myself was the best thing I did for myself. And I in no way, shape, or form regret that today. If anything, I wish I had done it sooner, if I could have done anything differently. But it takes what it takes. Taking a leap of faith is sometimes necessary when we decide what kind of path of spirituality, of recovery, of healing, of growth and development we want to take. And sometimes we may need to walk our own path. Sometimes we may need to be willing to walk alone for a period of time. But are we ever truly 100% alone? Or are we connected with the divine? Do we have support through God, through the universe, through spirit? How connected are we to spirit right now? Can we trust that we are being guided to what we need? Can we trust that there is something that is pulling us towards where we're meant to be? Can we trust that what it is that we want for our life is coming towards us and that we have to be open to that? What do you think, and where do you stand with this? Does any of this apply to you? Can you think of anything in your life that needs to change that maybe you're just too afraid to change? Are you afraid of letting go of some of these relationships? Are you afraid of letting go of some of these belief systems and practices and places that you go to and where you spend your time? If I don't have this, what's going to replace it? If I don't have this, what next? These are all normal questions. These are also part of the process. But it's exciting, and it can be scary, and it can be challenging. And stepping into new territory and stepping into the unknown might not always be the easiest thing for us, but sometimes we may find that it is ultimately the most rewarding thing for us. It is the best thing for us to do. When we step into a new chapter, so to say, when we step into a new reality, when we step into the better version, the healthier, more healed version of ourself. What person do you want to become? And are you showing up as that person currently? Or are you playing it safe? Are you playing it small? Are you settling in anywhere of your life? Are you not satisfied but not challenging the status quo? Are you dissatisfied but you're not willing to change? How willing are you to do what is best for you? And what will it take for you to do what is best for you? Where do you stand with that? How does that sit with you? How do you feel as you think about all these questions as you're listening to this? What do you need right now? Where do you need to go? What do you need to do? What do you need to think? What do you need to say? Who are you? What were you created to do? What is your vision for a better life for yourself? What does a good, loving, healthy community look like for you? What does a good, loving, healthy relationship look like for you? What does a good, loving, healthy relationship with yourself look like for you? What does a good, loving, healthy work environment look for you? What does a purposeful, meaningful kind of job or career path look for you? What does a good spiritual practice look like for you? What does a healthy diet and exercise program look like for you? What are the best practices for you? Think about the person that you want to become. Think about the person that you feel you were created to be. And what are you doing that is aligned with that person? Are you actually selecting the reality of being that person today, or are you choosing your old programming? Are you choosing the person you used to be? Are you choosing a lower level of the version of yourself? What do you think about when you even think about that? What comes up for you? What comes to mind? Do you feel not so good? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel like any of this makes sense? Do you feel like any of this applies to you? Where do you stand? Some talk about the path less traveled, the road less traveled. Some people talk about being a loner wolf. Some people talk about going our own way, carving our own path in life. What does that mean to you? Do any of those have positive or negative associations tied to them? Do any of those speak to your soul in any way? Do any of those feel aligned for you? Do any of those feel like they would be helpful for you? Do any of those feel necessary for you to be able to live an authentic and meaningful life that is yours? What do you think? There's much to consider within all of these questions, within all of these perspectives. There's much for us to learn, to uncover about ourselves, to see, to feel, to experience, to witness, and to discard, and to let go, and to choose, and to select, and to be. If you found this video to be helpful, like, share, and subscribe. Share it with anybody who you think that this may be helpful for. Choose yourself. And with that, you have a beautiful day.